channel, welcome. Right, today we are going to be unboxing a dirty Seiko. I won it online, just took delivery of it. Yeah, got it online, paid very little for it, apparently it doesn't work. But I like the design and it's titanium, so I thought if I can fix that up and clean it, I will wear it because I'm looking to get a new watch, just something different to wear. So I reckon if I can clean it, get it working, change the glass, polish up the strap, whatever I got to do, it'll be a nice watch to wear. So I'm giving it a chance. It was available so cheap, I thought I was going to go for it. So anyway, so let's unbox it and see what I bought. Okay, so let's get this open. There it is. Okay, back on the bench. Wait. Ugh. It's not actually that bad. The photos I saw online made it look much worse than what I think that is. It does need to clean though, so I'm going to take the back off. Do you know what? It's titanium, yeah, but I do actually really like the finish of that. I think it'd be a shame if I try and polish that up. Okay, anyway, I'm going to get the strap off, take the back off, check the condition of the battery. Sometimes you get lucky and you can change a battery even though it's been sat in there for years. Other times you can get unlucky, the battery's just started leaking and just destroys the rest of the movement. The only way to fix it is to replace the whole movement. But yeah, actually as a design-wise, I do actually really like the watch. It's quite cool, isn't it? Seiko Chronograph. Something. Someone at the door. So I was struggling to release the spring bar to separate the strap from the watch case. So I thought, okay, I'll just open up the strap somewhere else, and knocked out a pin and it just fell in half when it came out. It's a new one, I've never seen that before. So anyway, I've got the strap open now. You know when it's closed, it's a bit awkward doing this, but yeah, it's like really kind of just seized up. Like these, what should be spring loaded is just solid, so I'm attacking it with my flat screwdriver. Ugh, I'm having to really like manhandle it and it's disgusting. Let's see if I can brush it a bit cleaner. I hate touching dirty watches. They're always a bit greasy, they're sort of dusty from dead dry skin, and then they're greasy just from grease off people's bodies. This is horrible. It is quite, like, people's second-hand jewellery, especially earrings, they're really quite unhygienic a lot of the times. When I worked in a London store, some customers would regularly bring their jewellery in for cleaning. So because I'm quite easily like yucked out by people's dirty like clogged up jewellery, I used to just be like, oh yeah, certainly, I'd be like all pleasant serving them stuff, but I'd come out with a little cardboard tray and I'd just put it down. It's like, oh yeah, take your time. I just ask them to like put all their jewellery in a tray, and then that way I get to take it off them and then go to Sonic without actually ever touching it with my fingers. That was sort of me trying to find a polite way to hide my disgust from their clogged up, dead skin full earrings and stuff. Anyway, so right, I'm gonna try and I might even add some oil, properly like, so it's got this tiny little short spring bar there, look. And this appears to be really locked up, like all of them. I've tried all four, both sides of both of them. So I'm just gonna dab little bits of oil on there. Might help a little bit. Don't know anything about the history of this watch. Could have been found in the back of someone's car or something after being there for years. Could have been in a drawer. Looks like it's been worn a lot, but it sort of feels like it hasn't been worn for a long time, if that makes sense. So things have seized up. I reckon the battery's a bit of a mess inside. Hopefully I can get it going without needing to buy a new movement. But if I do need to buy a new movement, they're not that expensive. I found like Seiko specialists online. I can get the movements. It's something I can do myself as well. I think I mentioned on the channel before, we used to do customers like watch strap adjustments, and we kept putting the price up. After every experience, after every job, it was a bad experience, so we put the price up next time, put the price up next time. In the end, we just offended people, or just no one would give us the job anymore, which is like perfect, it's what we wanted. Because it's a pain in the bum. If this is a customer's watch, I've got to work really carefully. I can't scratch it, I can't like damage the spring bars or anything. On my own watch, a little bit easier going, because if I'm really stuck with it, I'll just break them out. I'll do whatever I got to do to separate them. But yeah, on customer stuff, you've got to work really carefully and it adds a lot of difficulty. But anyway, I am making progress. This one side has started moving now, but I still can't get it out. Here we go, here we go, here we go. This one is proper solid. This is the worst one. I went to Osaka a couple of days ago. It's like 2.5 hour journey. Went out on a motorbike just for a day out, look around. Yeah, Rolex store, like a few people inside and a queue of people outside. Like, the security guy was holding them outside. And next to it there was, what was next to it? The Grand Seiko, you got Rolex, then IWC, and then some other place, some other brand I've never heard of. Like, they all were really empty, but Rolex were really busy. So I separated it finally, but look, that just will not compress. I had to just grind through it. I used a like pointy diamond burr just to grind into it, just to take the end off, and then I could separate it. But yeah, wow, completely ruined that. I'd like to, if I'm going to wear this watch, I want everything new and fresh anyway, so I'll get some new pins for the strap. The fact that one broke in half means that the others might be a bit of a liability as well. And yeah, obviously get some new spring bars in there. But anyway, first of all, I'm going to ultrasonic it and go and wash my hands. Right, watch this. I bet you'll be able to see like a cloud of like brown disgustingness coming off it. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Right, let me put it in the As for ultrasonicing the main part of the watch case, if you've got the movement in there, what I would do is get a soft toothbrush, dip it in there, and then with a quite absorbent towel handy, sort of gently brush it without getting it too wet, and then you can sort of soak the water off straight away, and then just do what you need to do. Oh my god, the big teeth come off then, that's gross. Yeah, do what you need to do to stop it getting too wet. You don't want to, this is only water resistant, it's not like a diver's watch, so I don't want to get too much water around all the buttons. Be very careful. I'd almost dab that on the towel first, just so it's a bit wet. It's just enough to sort of help shift the grime on there without risking getting water inside it. But I'm about to take all this apart anyway, so I may as well wait until I do that, and then I can just chuck it in the ultrasonic like normal. Okay, so watch is out of the ultrasonic, a bit cleaner now, look. No gunk and dirt on there. Yeah, looking at it a bit closely, see it's got a lot of wear, this bracelet. And titanium, feeling a watch strap in titanium for the first time. Feels a bit lightweight, a little bit overly light, because with jewellery and watches and stuff, weight adds to the feel of quality. So making stuff like this out of a lightweight material makes everything feel a bit flimsy. I'm sure it is very strong. I like the colour of it. That's sort of, I think it's obviously, I actually think that was like a matte finish from new, and I like the look of it, I like the colour, but it feels light and flimsy, so that's quite weighty and nice, but in steel perhaps it would feel even nicer, a little bit heavier. And we're back. So I've got a battery, I've got 2 new spring bars. I was just trying to take out the crown. There's a little like pin comes off there. Trying to take them out as they should come out. They don't shift. They seem locked in. I'm scared to force it more than I am. So my idea of taking it all apart and giving it a really thorough clean, I'm not doing that anymore. I just want to see if I can get it working and then wearable. So yeah, I'm going to put this new battery in. Hopefully that's all it needs to get working. Never really know with a quartz watch. So let's open this. We used to do watch batteries for customers, because the jewellers I worked for in London wasn't a watch specialist, but we would do some watch stuff sometimes if we sort of knew the customer. But if you just come in off the street, we didn't know you, we just say no, because they are quite troublesome. And if you're not a watch specialist, you don't have spare parts. If you get into a little bit of trouble, like if you accidentally tear a seal or something, taking it apart, you can't fix it for the customer. So we were nervous about taking on watches, but sometimes we do it. It won't go in. Same numbers on a battery. God, imagine being a watch specialist for a job. Nightmare. There you go, I just clicked it in and pushed it over the back of the tweezers. Okay. I'm scared to look now. Not working. Perfect. Ah, that's working. There you go. I pushed a button. Okay, alright, yeah. The red hand is not a second hand. Okay, it is working. Great. That's good news. I'll just tighten this up properly and then we'll get the strap back on. Yeah, the strap, the more I look at it, the more I'm realising how worn out it is, so I'm going to find a better strap. I'm going to buy a fresh titanium strap. But I do like the design of it, but it's just I can't stand how worn out it is. Okay, I just learned something about these. Check this one out. Spring loaded, rotate it 180, spring loaded. This one, spring loaded, 180 other side. It's solid. If you're buying these, check them. This one's faulty. If I can't break that to start working, I'm just going to squeeze it in pliers. I've literally got to go back to the shop and get another one. Oh, it is compressing. But it's not decompressing. I forced that down, yeah, and I can see, let me show you. I could force it down, but can you see it's like the spring inside was out of position. Wasn't doing its job properly. So I balls that up. But before I do take it back, that compressed side I'll put in first. It will kind of work. Okay, that is actually in there quite good, it seems. So this watch is a perfect example of why you don't want to offer doing watch batteries and watch straps as a service if you're a jeweller's. Unless you're a trained watch specialist, you've got some proper tools for it, I would advise staying away from people's watches. Because, you know, customers, they've seen watch batteries for sale in like pound shops, so they don't believe they're worth very much because they're not. But all the work and the trouble you encounter, there's always, it's quite common, there's a lot of unforeseen troubles. So this watch, for example, struggled for like 15, 20 minutes trying to get the strap off, couldn't do it. So I had to use my skill and my specialist jeweler's tools, diamond coated burr, to grind through the end and get the strap off. Took the back off, took the battery out, gave it a proper clean, just the ultrasonic cleaning. What's that worth? That's got to be worth more than a tenner. Yeah. Sourced a new battery, sourced the new spring bars, had a problem with one of the spring bars, so that's going to need replacing. And just encountering another problem now, a lot of unforeseen troubles. Okay, so problem number 375. That one I ground off, that's still stuck in there, look. That was just wedged in there, I couldn't get it out, remember? So I ground through it and that's still in there. So that's a bit of steel metal wedged into a titanium watch lug. So I'm going to have fun getting that out. How long is it going to take me to get out? I don't know. Could be lucky, could be a few seconds, could be unlucky, could be an hour or something. I don't know. Spending a lot of time on this watch, and if I only charge £10 to change a watch battery, I'm majorly losing out on it. So yeah, if you are going to do a watch battery, I would say minimum 45 quid. Yeah, the watch battery does only cost £1 or whatever. I actually paid in the shop. It's 500 yen, so that's nearer $5, like £3 or something. That's what it cost me. Plus my time to go and get it, and the watch lugs, and all the effort, all my skill, working carefully with it, trying to and cleaning. Minimum 45 quid. That doesn't even sound like enough to me. I'm thinking more like 110 now. The amount of trouble and stress this watch is causing me. So far easier, as they say, just to not do it. Just say, sorry, we don't do watch batteries. So anyway, I won't bother putting this in a video, but I'm gonna see what I can do to attack that and get that out and then put it together. I couldn't buy one of those, that replacement pins. I'll take one off one of my spare, I've got my old Seiko, which I've owned for years. I'll take one out of that and put that in this watch so I can at least wear this when I've got it going. Yeah, but a bit of a struggle, but hopefully I can wear it soon. Ta-da! It wasn't too bad getting that bit out. I just paper disced it flat and then used the diamond burr again to put a dip in it, and then I just got a fine drill and drilled into it. That steel was really no match for the drill, so I was lucky. And I did have a split pin, but mine was way too big to go in there, so I've just put the broken one back in. Lots of fails, and then putting the watch on. The strap's a bit too small for me anyway. Just non-stop fails all the way to the finish line with this watch. But I do sort of like it. I like the size, I like the design. Just got to replace that strap, and it seems to be working correctly. Stopwatch works, date changes, time changes, it's holding time for the last 15 minutes anyway. So yeah, cool, there you go. I've got a new watch. Just needs a lot of work still.